Hey, so going back, I'm making this video a couple days after this trade happened. This happened last Friday, September 28th, when Tesla gapped down. What was it? Let me see real fast. Gapped down 40% or so from news of, what was it? It was something to do with, I don't remember. It was something to do with him. The SEC came out and said they were going to sue him. It happened after markets here, and it just continued into this day. So it was a pretty big gap down, and I generally don't trade these large caps, but I can trade them if they make an overextended move like this, whether it's up or down, just depending on how the opening candle looks like. So my thought process here was essentially you have a range. Here's the low at 250 or 265. Pre-market and the high was around 277, 278. So I had it opened pretty much in the middle of that range. I was looking for it to spike hard and then get in. Initially, I was looking to get in on the spike, and get out on the dip, hoping it was going to go below 265 at some point. It didn't happen in the morning, and I ended up getting in pretty. I scaled in. I started scaling in way too early. Scaled in at this uh, resistance right here. Took some here. Actually, this was a double punch on my part. So I took two orders here at this price on accident. I took some up here at 274 or 275-ish. And then the shares got smaller as they went higher. I was running out of buying power. So I took some here, here, and then here. And then the last part I took right under VWAP. Small amount of shares again. Um, I think you might be able to see my orders. Yeah, so I guess we could just do the first trade. So this is all the first trade. Up, down. I covered some here and some here, and I shorted here on this pop again right there, and I shorted here, right here on this pop as it was rejecting VWAP, and then when it popped over VWAP, this is whenever I decided to start shorting into this pop. Just from seeing how large caps generally trade, I started to form a thesis of let's see if this is going to do a bunch of lower highs on the on a long-term side thing, and see if it'll eventually have a flat bottom breakdown like a descending triangle. So I shorted here, 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 as you can see, there, and there. Was there one more? Yep, one more right there. So that was the last one. So I let it do its thing. I set a stop at 276 because I figured if it got above that price, then um, the move wouldn't go where I wanted it to go. I think I took one more short right here, anticipating it going down, but although 269 was holding and held here, again I just kept my stop at 260, 276, and that was the last short right there. Right here, I was at this point I was totally out of buying power. So I just let it do its thing. As you can see, my thesis kind of worked. It didn't do a 100% descending trial flat bottom, but whenever this 270 started doing support and it went straight up, wish I had shares short of this, more buying power to short. When 270 broke, basically it was left 269.50. When 269.50 broke, 269 broke, and then it was low of day. That broke. I was still holding because I figured it was still going to go down to 265, which it ended up doing. And then once 265 hit, I started to think about covering based off the daily, I believe it was. Let's see what day it was. It was this day. I think I went into the longer term uh, daily. I might be able to see it on this. Okay, So there's the day. Go back some. Let's do a bigger chart. Time frame, 30 days. Let's see if it gets there. Okay, so I figured I might as well look just cover around the 260 area because that was support on this day when it had a big gap down. So that's what I did. Whenever it looked like it was getting pretty overextended to down, let's go back. See, I said I was making this a few days late, so I covered on this drop right here. So I just started taking shares off in 10 share increments. So here. I got all out basically. And mind you, I took profits earlier, so I was up 100 already. And this trade amounted to about 520 or so dollars. So that was my profit loss on Tesla on September 28th. As you can see, the low was 260, and then yeah, so I essentially was $1 away from the bottom, $2 away from the bottom, what have you. But that's my trade on a overextended gap down large cap. Hope you guys learned something. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments.